there must be profound change within the church. Firstly, there must be a study of the more immediate causes of abuse. And there I suggest that we need to study three things: unhealthy psychology, unhealthy ideas concerning power and sex, and unhealthy living environments. I suggest that it's when these three things come together that the murky world out of which abuse arises is most likely to occur. We must, in a particular way, look at any and all institutional factors that contribute to a lack of health in any of these three areas. By institutional, I mean not something a lone individual did, but something that's there simply because you belong to an institution, such as the church, or in this case, such as the priesthood or religious life. And we must be ready to make radical changes wherever they're needed. Secondly, in addition to looking at abuse, we also need to look with equal seriousness at the inadequate response to abuse. For this created at least as much scandal as the abuse itself. Now, I do not believe that in the ceremony of the ordination of a bishop, there is, with all that laying on of hands, a sort of microwaving of the bishop's brain. And I know that the many bishops I've worked with are not malicious. It is not enough, therefore, to blame bishops, implying that they're all either incompetent or malicious. The task is more difficult. We must rather look at why so many good and intelligent people acted in ways, well, that we did not expect or hope for. And in doing that, I believe that above all we must once again look at any and all institutional factors that cause them to act in that way. And thirdly, it's my belief that these two areas of inquiry into the more direct causes of abuse, unhealthy psychology, unhealthy ideas, and unhealthy living environment, and then the response to abuse, these two will inevitably lead to a study of all aspects of the two subjects of power and sex within the church. In particular, we must yet again look at all aspects of power and sex as parts of institutional thinking and practice. So again and again I'm saying, let's by all means look at individual offenders, but let's look beyond. Let's look at what belonging to this church and this priesthood may have done to them. Sexual abuse, after all, is about power and sex. Some would say more about power than about sex. So to counter abuse, we must be free to ask questions about power and sex in the institution of the church. Without that freedom, we would be attempting to respond to abuse while blindfolded and